All right, how's it going, everybody? So, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and so we'll see how it goes. Um, the other day, I saw this drafting simulator website on Reddit, and I thought after doing it a few times, it might be fun to record myself doing it and get some advice from others as to my picks, my rationale behind my picks, and everything like that. Because I've only been playing Magic for about a month now, and I've attended two drafts in local game stores. I've done simulators online a few times, but because I can't really afford to draft on Magic Online, I would really like to step up my game, and I really like the format. I think it's super interesting. So hopefully, you know, getting some advice from people who are more experienced might actually help me a little bit more. So obviously, this isn't going to be like a regular draft, but it's the best that I can work with. So let's go ahead and get started. To start off, we have a pack with some really freaking massive threats. To start off, our rare is Kytheon's Irregulars, and this card is just really good. In my opinion, I guess it's going to be the best card in the pack here. Towergeist, also super awesome. Separatist Void Mage, super great. Owl is good. Scout's alright. Akroan Seargant's good. And Wild Instincts here is good. But I think really Kytheon's Irregulars is just like a level above the rest. Second being, I guess, one of these two, and then maybe Wild Instincts or Sergeant, I guess would probably be the picks here. But yeah, my best guess is that this would be the best here. And yeah, so since this is still a new thing to me, I would really, I'm going to talk about what the reason that I'm picking stuff, and I'm also going to try and make these picks relatively quickly, to kind of simulate a real draft setting. Obviously, when you're drafting with people, you're not talking through everything out loud, but I would love to know, where my rationale is wrong, what I've missed, and just anything that might that you think I might be able to improve on would be awesome. So in this pack, we again have another Separatist Void Mage, which is awesome. Conclave Naturalists is fantastic. Rock Maulers, super big guys. Excuse me, a big threat. I think the cards that I'm most interested in this pack would be the Naturalists, Maulers, Elvish Visionary, and Separatist Void Mage. Considering that we just passed a few awesome blue cards, I'm guessing that the person next to us is going to be wanting to be in blue because they probably took a Towergeist or a Separatist Void Mage, I guess. This is another thing I'm not really sure about, when I should be making these assumptions and whatnot. But I really like the Conclave Naturalist, so I think that'll be what I'm going to take here. Okay. I think Akroan Seargant's just the best card in this pack. Our Oasis Champion is amazing, but obviously we don't know whether or not we're going to end up in that red-white in that deck, in those colors. So it is as different colored as, a red one is, because we already have white, so we'd just be adding red. And we have a really awesome white card. But I think Akroan Seargant's probably just the better pickup here, because taking a gold card third doesn't seem like the best idea to me. Wow. Well, Gaea's Revenge is another enormous guy. I like Gaea's Revenge, Orchard Spirit, Read the Bones, and the Cleric of the Forward Order, I think. And Llanowar Empath seems good too. I think my picks here are going to be between Gaea's Revenge, Cleric of the Forward Order, and maybe Read the Bones. I think I'd rather take Llanowar Empath over Orchard Spirit, and I think, just having a massive bomb in Gaea's Revenge is, I think that's probably the best, even though I'd like to have this 2/2 here that gives you 2 life. I think this card is really good. But then again, also, is prioritizing 2 drops the way that we should go? Yeah, I think I'll just take Gaea's Revenge. hopefully we'll be able to pick up some stuff to lower our curve a little bit more down the road. Best cards here, I think, are Deadbridge Shaman, and Claustrophobia. Also Llanowar Empath. Claustrophobia is really, really good, although I think I am not quite someone who values Deadbridge Shaman as highly as, who was it, that guy in the World Championships who first picked Deadbridge Shaman and then second picked Deadbridge Shaman over some really crazy stuff. I don't know. But hey, he's a professional and I'm not, so I guess I shouldn't be talking. In this situation, I don't know if it would be best for me to take Conclave Naturalists, or to take Llanowar Empath because it's already in a color that I have, or to just take Claustrophobia because it's such a great removal spell. That I really don't know. You know, a creature is good, and it's a creature that lets us get another creature, hopefully. And Claustrophobia is just great removal. I don't remember if we've passed any really good blue stuff. We passed the Void Mage and the Tower Geist and another Void Mage. So that would make the person that we're passing to pretty solidly in blue, I guess. And so we probably wouldn't be getting anything blue from them. So I guess Llanowar Empath here. Of course, that means they have really, some really awesome blue cards, but I don't know. This is another thing that situation that I'm not sure about, but I guess I'm just going to err on staying in the colors that I already have and take the Llanowar Empath, because I think that card is pretty good. So now I think I would want Titan Strength or Yeva's Forcemage. I really don't know how I feel about Evolving Wilds. I think it might be better than I'm assuming that it is, but I think most of the time I would rather have something else that does something over that. Titan Strength, combat trick, or just a creature. I think Titan Strength is probably a little better than Yeva's Forcemage. Maybe not. Well, Yeva's Forcemage does give you a creature and +2/+2 to another guy. So I think I'll take that. And plus it's an elf. And if we end up with green, which we're looking like we've got some pretty solid green stuff, we might have some elf synergies if we have like a, Dwynen's Elite or a Dwynen Giltleaf Den or something like that. So we haven't been able to pick up any other great white cards. We've seen 0 white since then, since we picked Kytheon's Irregulars, and nothing too crazy exciting in red. I think I'll just take a Yoked Ox. Maritime Guard's a 2-drop, but we have no blue. Infectious Bloodlust is, super aggressive. If you had a couple of them, it'd be super. It'd be better than it is, but I don't know. I think I'll take Infectious Bloodlust. Here I'll take a Tactician. I think Kytheon's Irregulars is so good that I'd like to still be in white if I can. I really like my green cards, and Akroan Seargant is just whatever. It's really good, but I think we have such great cards in green, and Kytheon's Irregulars is just so good. I would take Ampryn Tactician. I would like to take Ampryn Tactician here. Second would probably be another Infectious Bloodlust or the Sentinel. So I'll go ahead and take the Tactician. Here I think the only thing that I'd really want to take is Kytheon's Tactics. I don't think it's super great, but I don't really want to play a card that just gives me 4 life and draws a card. I guess it'd be between Yoked Ox and Kytheon's Tactics, and since we've got some big dudes, or ones that we have fewer creatures that are low in mana cost, maybe I'll just take Yoked Ox to help defend until we get to that point. I think I'll take Smash the Smithereens or Gather the Pack. I don't like doing that and then losing all those cards to get a creature into my hand. Or Spellmaster, you get 2, up to 2. But yeah, if I end up red, that's a decent sideboard card in case somebody has like a Mage Ring Responder or a bunch of Thopters or something. I don't plan on taking a ton of enchantments, but I guess I'll have Starfield. It's not like green has a bunch of enchantments as well, but if we could get a few Suppression Bonds, Grasp of the Hieromancer or something, maybe. I'll take another Infectious Bloodlust, sure. If I end up playing red and having 2 of them together, that could go for something like really, really aggressive. I'll take Stratus Walk. I like it sometimes in blue, and then we stick with Demolish. Okay, so best cards in this pack look like Thopter Engineer, Jiraga Invocation, Consul's Lieutenant, Enshrouding Mist, Visionary, Celestial Flare. I think Infected Imp's also really good. So let's check it out. Check out what we've got so far. I really like our green cards, and I really like this card, and I like this card too. Red, I'm pretty much just whatever so far. So it'd be cool. Like, I think Thopter Engineer is really good, especially if we get some other artifacts, because haste is awesome. Jiraga Invocation, super great if we're trying to go wide. I think Consul's Lieutenant is very, very good. Luckily enough, in the 2 drafts that I've done, I was able to draft white as one of my colors and get a Consul's Lieutenant both times, and it was just so good. It was just like so strong. And Shrouding Mist 2, I think, is also really, really good. For just 1 white, it's keeps the creature alive and basically, and lets you win whatever combat you're doing, for the most part. Celestial Flare also, I don't have any removal yet, but I think Consul's Lieutenant's just so good. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up a Wild Instincts, a Suppression Bonds, something like that. So I think this is the pick here, though I would also like this card, Jiraga Invocation, Thopter Engineer, or Enshrouding Mist. Here, I believe we would want Might of the Masses, Cleric of the Forward Order, or Rock Smallers. How many 2-drops do I have so far? Just the Lieutenant. So I think I take the Cleric. I already have awesome. I'd really like to have Rock Smallers. I think that card is super good. Also, this is a really great combat trick, especially if we're trying to go wide with tons of, if we have a bunch of creatures, that's even more helpful. But I think I'd like to just have another 2-mana 2/2. Okay. More enchantment synergy. Though I don't have any enchantments yet. Also, enchantment stuff. Prickleboar is a decent red card. We're seeing a lot of meh, blue, and okay black cards. This creature, I wouldn't take it over a Tactician. I'd rather just have another Tactician. Both 4-mana 3/3s. This one gets you life, this one gives you creature stuff. So I think I'll take another Ampryn Tactician. Do I take a flyer for 4 mana, or do I take another Cleric? Because, obviously, we're not going to be this card isn't so good just because of its, ability to gain more life with the other one. It's good on its own because it's a 2/2 for 2 mana, and it has the upside of giving you some life when you play it. But it'd be cool if we could end up with even more life. But also Might of the Masses. How many combat tricks do I have? I don't have any. So I think I'll take Might of the Masses for now. I don't know if that's the right decision. But I think I'd like to make sure that I have a combat trick while I've got the option to pick one. And hey, looks like we get to follow that up with a Cleric. Yeah, I think that would be the best pickup here. Spoiler of Souls. I really like Thunderclap Wyvern, but since I let so much awesome blue go before, I don't really see us getting very much now. Because now we are being passed to by the person we gave a lot of blue, so we really haven't seen any good blue cards yet, but I guess they're not in blue-white, because if they were, they would have taken it. So I don't know what else we're seeing right now. I don't know what else we passed them, but I think Orchard Spirit is going to be the best thing for here. Attacks in the air. Let's see. So I'm not going to play black-green, although Shaman of the Pack is an awesome card if you're playing black-green elves. And I'm also probably not going to end up playing black-white. So my options here are Heavy Infantry is okay. This is Pilgrimage. I don't think I would really want. Bonding Construct it's decent. Can't attack alone, but if I end up getting, lots of little creatures, got Mind of the Masses, Ampryn Tactician, I could hopefully go wide with a ton of them. So it can't attack alone, but that means it can block alone, and so that it can trade. So that could be a good thing. Grasp of the Hieromancer, I think, is what I want to take. I think this is really good. I played against a guy who had a Willbreaker, and so he tapped an Alchemist Vial to steal my Watercourser that was enchanted with this, and then every time he attacked with my enchanted Watercourser, he was able to tap target creature that I controlled and steal it again, so that was a pretty awesome combo, but I think Grasp of the Hieromancer is just the best here. Now we'll take Celestial Flare. This is our first pack that came back to us, and I don't know, let me see Evolutionary Leap here. Reveal cards from the upper library until you get a creature. Yeah, I think that could be cool, but I think I'd rather just have Celestial Flare. The first match I ever played in Game Store, I played with my friends. I've only been playing for about a month, like I said, and maybe, excuse me, a little more than that, but I was playing in round 1 against a guy who'd been playing for quite a while, like 10 years or so, and I didn't know that when a creature became blocked, removing the blocker didn't make it so that your creature still did combat damage to them. I was attacking with a Prickle Boar and he chump blocked, and so I played Celestial Flare to destroy his blocker, and I was like, well, does my Prickle Boar still do damage to you? And he was like, not quite. So yeah, that was unfortunate, but I definitely learned well enough. I think I'll just take Aven Battle Priest. I don't plan on playing it. I don't think it's amazing, but it gives you some life, and it's a flyer. So I think it's decently useful. I don't have a bunch of artifacts, so I wouldn't really feel like hate drafting another Smash to Smithereens. And Akroan Jailer, it's very expensive just to tap a creature. So I think I'll take the Battle Priest. I'll take Auramancer here. Maybe I'll get a Suppression Bonds, and if I'm a little short on playables, I could have my Auramancer in there and get a Suppression Bonds back. I also now have a Grasp of the Hieromancer, so there's some potential for it to be a little more useful. So we'll see. And this is cool. We ended up getting that Charging Griffin back, so now we're pretty sure that white is looking pretty solid, and it is a color that I want to be in, I think. And I know I've already said this, but keep in mind, I really don't know if what I'm saying is very, very accurate yet. I'm, basing most of my opinions from all the draft videos that I've watched of people doing it, who know what they're doing, like on Channel Fireball and stuff. Watching Numat the Nummy and whatnot. And also listening to limited resources is where I've gotten most of my information from. So now, do we take a Totem Guide Heartbeast? Because I think we're gonna be white-green. I think so. Do I take Draga Invocation, Elvish Visionary, or Totem Guide Heartbeast? I mean, obviously Separatist Void Mage is amazing. We could take another Cleric, but now we've got 2 of them. Don't really feel like taking another one, though I don't really have that many 2-drops still. I think I'd love it if I could get a couple token free blades. That would be sick. But man, the person that I'm passing to is just getting such good blue cards. They're probably really loving that. So I think I'll either take Jiraga Invocation, Totem Guide Heartbeast, because that guy can block a lot of stuff, and I can search for potentially Suppression Bonds if I get it, but if not, at least Grasp of the Hieromancer, which isn't super useful. Thopter Engineer I still think is really good, and we do have some red cards, but this is another one of those situations that I'm really just unsure about. Do I take Thopter Engineer and maybe see if I can get some red stuff, or do I stick to my guns and pick up one of these 2/2-drops, or do I get Jiraga Invocation to help us go wide? Because, if we had something else that, gave us some more creatures, like we had a Dwynen's Elite or something, to give us some more elves, I think I'll just take Elvish Visionary. That might be not what we're after, but I think that's what I'll do. Tragic Arrogance. Let me make sure I know what this card does. Well, that's pretty sweet. So I would choose for myself one of each of those things, and then for my opponent one of each of those things. Could I choose, say, if they had a Goldforge Sentinel, that the 6-mana 4/4 flyer artifact creature? Could I choose that as an artifact and then not again as a creature to get rid of even more stuff? I wonder. I'll have to look that up. But I guess that's the best thing. I mean, that's like, yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess I'd take Tragic Arrogance. Now, I'm thinking between Mighty Leap, Combat Trick, nothing super exciting, but quite good, and a Knight of the Pilgrim's Road. How many 3-drops do I have? 1, 2... 2. I think I'd rather have a good creature than this, but, I can't say for sure. That's one thing that I am a little less thrilled about on this site, is that you don't have stuff that tells you about, like, your curve and everything. But then again, you have to keep track of all that stuff in your head while you're drafting in paper. So I think it's good. I guess it's good practice for me. I love Sigiled Starfish. I got to play with one in my last draft, and it was just fantastic, especially when you can get it out on turn 2. Just get exactly what you need, help you get to exactly what you need super easily. I guess for us, Evolving Wilds would probably be the best pick up. I mean, Aerial Volley is good in the sideboard, in the event that, you've got a bunch of Thopters or something, but we actually haven't been seeing that much green now, which is kind of scary. Like, we got our choice between 2 really good green cards in the beginning, but yeah, I guess I take Evolving Wilds, because these 2 are really good red cards, but I would have to drop green to do that, and I don't really want to. Okay. Now, I know this card is expensive, so if it was in paper, I would probably take it, but since we're not, I am going to instead continue drafting the way that I quote-unquote should, to give myself the best chance of winning. I think Chief of the Foundry is really good. It'd be awesome if I could have some more artifacts. I've got a Botanic Construct. Maybe if I, had the Guardian Automaton instead of the Ampryn Tactician earlier, it would have been awesome to have the Chief of the Foundry then as well. If maybe we ended up with another artifact creature, but I think a 2/3 for 3 is still quite good. This one more so than the Ram Roller, just because it doesn't have to attack each turn. And then hey, there's even another Botanic Construct there. And I don't think there's anything else that I really want in here. Enlightened Ascetic is good as a sideboard card. Maybe I could get an Enlightened Ascetic or a Caustic Caterpillar to take care of that stuff. Ooh. So now do we take Foundry of the Consuls or Mighty Leap? Or a Ramroller now that we have our... or a Cleric of the Forward Order. Man. I think Foundry of the Consuls is really good. I mean, obviously it's just colorless mana to begin with, but then you get Thopters later on, which is awesome. And artifacts are even more valuable to us now that we have the guy that I just picked, the Chief of the Foundry. So I think I'd take Foundry of the Consuls over Ramroller, but do I take Cleric of the Forward Order or Mighty Leap? Because I wouldn't want to take Cleric of the Forward Order just because I already have a couple of them. I mean, of course, that's a little added bonus, but, you know, they gotta catch them all isn't really the, you know, you aren't prioritizing that. But do I have enough things to play on turn 2 that I shouldn't prioritize it? When it comes to combat tricks, all I have is Might of the Masses so far. So, Mighty Leap's looking good. I think Foundry of the Consuls is probably just the best card here, though, right? We'll see. It's a shame that I can't playtest this. I suppose I could if I found somebody else to play on, to play together with if I were to build these decks as like with proxies or something. But I think this is still a really good experience for me. I think now Mighty Leap is the obvious choice for us. Here, I think I'd like to just take a Sergeant because I'd rather somebody not have another one. And now we're back to our first pack. I would love, like, Sigil of the Empty Throne is awesome if you could actually keep playing enchantments, but we don't have that many. So I don't think it's going to be even that useful to us if I have one enchantment. Or Elemental Bond if I decide to play it. I don't have that many creatures with 3 or less. Well, actually, all of them except for 2 are. Maybe I'll play that card, huh? But still, I will take it. Don't know if I'll play it. I'll take Aerial Volley, sideboard card. Here I'll take Animist Awakening, maybe? I mean, at this point now we're just getting, scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and get what we can potentially play. I don't really feel like taking Vine Snare. Yeah, I'll take, do I ever get a Yoked Ox? Yeah. So I'll just take another one. And were I still playing in person and decided to stick with the fundamentals of what I should be doing in draft and pass the states I'm doing, I would be very, very excited to get it again. And then we get Reclaim. So yeah, let's take a look at our deck here. Yeah, we've got, green-white is going to be the colors that I would like to be in. I'm just going to go ahead and put a bunch of stuff in there that I know I'd like to play, and then we can filter it down from there. I don't know if I would, since I have an Evolving Wilds, should I play it over a basic land? Or not? That's a thing that I don't really know. I have 25 cards in the deck right now, so that actually leaves us with 23 non-lands, so that's actually kind of perfect. Are there any creatures here that I would really like to play even more? Because let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 5, 1, 1, 4, 5, 5, 1, 4. So then we've got a few a couple combat tricks, an enchantment that's pretty good. Something to get rid of a creature, and then we've got Tragic Arrogance to wipe a whole lot of stuff. Is Evolving Wilds good enough that I should play it in place of a basic land? That I don't know. Elemental Bond I'm really not enthused about, but I actually have every creature that I have, save for Conclave Naturalists and Gaea's Revenge and Kytheon's Irregulars, have 3 power or less, so I don't think I'd like to play that over like playing a creature that turn, but that could be cool. I'll have to see. And the reason that I'm playing is because I don't have anything else that I would like to play over it. I wouldn't want to replace it with a Sigil of the Empty Throne because that's getting rid of one of the 2 enchantments in my deck to replace it with a card that only is good if you have an enchantment. Here's another thing. I don't have 5 or more enchantments in this deck. I have 1, 2, yeah. So if I had these suppression bonds, all of that, I think that would be better. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what I should do for my mana. I have a lot of double white, and a lot of double white I would like to play as I reach those turns. So the problem I had with my Consul's Lieutenant each time I played was that sometimes I wouldn't have 2 planes on turn 2, because I'd really like to play it, but I wouldn't have it. I want to make sure I can play Kytheon's Irregulars and my Ampryn Tacticians. The only thing I have double green for is later in Gaea's Revenge. So this is another thing I've only ever done the automatic land thing on, like deckboxes.com has that setting. You put in how many lands you want, and it'll recommend you that based on the number of different land symbols in the mana cost of your creatures and spells, in your spells in general. But I think I've done okay in the past drafts I've done. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. Yeah, and double white and Tragic Arrogance. So since we have 15 lands total, I think I would do 9/6 white green, maybe? Or do I get rid of Evolving Wilds and then just do 9/7? Because Evolving Wilds would make sure that we could get that plains, but we wouldn't, it would be tapped. So I think I'm just going to get rid of it. Foundry of the Consuls I still want to keep, though. That'd be cool if we could have, Chief of the Foundry out and then get 2/2/2 flyers. That would be pretty amazing. But I think this deck is alright. Got just some solid stuff. The only cards that I really don't think are that amazing are, Bonding Construct's okay, Auramancer's okay. I'd rather have a better 4-drop than 2 Tacticians, but I think they're good. Yeah. Oh, I like this. I actually really like this. I wish I was doing this in paper so I could play it in person. So I've got 16 lands. I think I'll go 9/7 or 10/6. What would you guys think? Do you think should go 9/7, 10/6? I think I would just start off going 9/7 to start with, and then if I ended up not having enough planes, then altering that. But I guess it's better to have it closer to the middle of what you should be having. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the other bots drafted, though. So I don't know where we are at the table, and then again, I don't think I really understand this well enough. But this was the guy that we passed. This was the person that we were passing to in the beginning. So they got their Tower Geist and Separatist Void Mage and then Claustrophobia, so they're obviously looking for more blue stuff. So it looks like they ended up with some blue-black. This bot, too, even got to first pick a tower guy, so they were fighting over blue cards, and it looks like they were snagging all the blue. There's a Wild Instincts that I would have liked to have had. Yeah, this person we kept allowing, they got those Thopter Engineers and ended up going red. I think that is such a sick card. I'd love to have that be my pick one. If they've got, so they were drafting white and red. So they picked that Erosis champion that we saw in pack 2. Or they must have been seeing a different one, due to them being in a different place on the table. But yeah, it's really awesome when you can end up in that. Oh, Knightly Valor, that's so good. I would have loved to have gotten a Leaf Gilder too. Oh, and a Citadel Castellan would have been fantastic. But yeah, it looks like this person, had some good green cards. Picked this Castellan Soul, was hoping to go into green-white, but then ended up going red instead. Because they probably didn't see any white because I was taking it, along with this spot up here. Who ended up with the Suppression Bonds. So, this is my sideboard here. I don't know if there's anything that you guys would think I should side in instead. Would it be better for me to have Evolving Wilds in there over something? Or replace something for Sigil of the Empty Throne? Starfield I don't even see. Or maybe getting rid of a creature for Battle Priest. Or Yoked Ox. Should I have instead looked for more red and gone for that? Let me know, because I really appreciate all advice, and I appreciate you taking this time to watch this. I probably spent way longer doing this than I thought, because I tend to run my mouth a bit. But I will be posting my deck list and my sideboard in the description, and let me know what I should have done. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to do this again soon.